Picture this. Until 3 hours ago, the man that's standing face to face with you was a total stranger.
Standing where he stands, feeling unstoppable, total certainty right now.
And he's about to ask you to walk across a bed of red, hot coals.
Breathe where you breathe, now. You could do anything you want in your life.
What would you be thinking about right now?
And I want you to see who you are on the other side. Make that decision right now.
The impossibility of walking on fire?
And here is that moment.
Or of the sheer possibility that you can do anything you put your mind to?
Yes, open those eyes. Yes, yes, yes!
Well, right now I am well and truly outside of my comfort zone. But before I show you what transpired, there's a few things I think we need to talk about. In my career as an Olympic swimmer, I faced adversities. I certainly faced my fair share of pressures. But to perform at my peak, I had to learn to overcome my biggest fear, which for me was fear of failure. I have never had to do anything like this, however, walk on fire. And they say it's just mind over matter, but is the mind really that powerful? Well, today, I guess I'm going to find out. We hear the words, "it's all in the mind," or "focus the mind and you'll be unstoppable," all the time. Our brain is a powerful thing. It contains billions of nerve cells arranged in patterns that coordinate thought, emotion, movement, and sensation. Learning about the connection our mind has over our physical matter, or our bodies, starts when we are young. Kids today are being bombarded by all kinds of school pressures, peer pressures, and social media body image issues. And that's why Jessica McElvey, a social worker and founder of Kids Yoga Therapy, believes the younger we can start working with kids to relax their minds, the better they will cope in adult life with things like job interviews or relationships.
What we want for the children to understand from a young age is that the one thing we can control is our mind, and they have the power to do this, and which means they have the power to perceive the world and the challenges in a way that will benefit them and serve them and not cause additional stress and anxiety for them.
She believes that the younger we start working with kids to relax their minds through yoga and meditation, the better we are at setting them up for the future.
So this is generally before the age of 7. So if we can tap into that age bracket, then we're really able to guide them to see a less worried person.
So you'd have to think that if we can teach our children at a young age to calm their minds, that is only going to help them through the rest of their lives. But what about if we're a little bit older? Is it ever too late to overcome those fears that might be holding us back? Kurek Ashley is a leading expert in the world of self-development.
To get your goals in life, you need to stay focused on your goal.
He survived his own tragedy, a helicopter accident that killed 5 of his friends. And a few times every year, he runs a 4-day self-discovery workshop on the Gold Coast, where he will literally have you walking on fire to find out what you are capable of. The term mind over matter. What does that mean to you?
Wherever your head goes, your body follows. And it's about how we communicate with ourselves and then how we communicate with others. But you won't communicate differently with others until you communicate differently with yourself.
So how does firewalking come into it?
Well, firewalking is a metaphor for what you think is impossible. You got 600-degree searing hot coals in front of you. Your brain says, that's impossible, I'm gonna get hurt. You make that decision, you take that first step. That once you do it, you get to the other side, you say, now wait a minute, if that's not impossible, what else have I been telling myself is impossible that's been holding me back from everything I want in life?
So in your mind, is anything possible?
No, not anything, everything.
And on that note, can't put it off any longer. Let's get this fire started.
Let's go firewalk!
Okay. And so we are back to where we came in.
Breathe where you breathe, now, and you could do anything you want in your life, and here's that moment right now.
I have literally known Kurek for 3 hours.
And I want you to see who you are on the other side. Make that decision right now.
But as he stokes my sense of self-belief, I'm actually beginning to feel a few things that I truly wasn't expecting.
And here we go. I want you to do yes, yes. Open those eyes. Yes, yes, yes. Go. Eyes up, eyes up, eyes up, eyes up, eyes up, eyes up.
Stop. Wipe your feet. Celebrate.
Yeah!
Siri. Thank you.
Emotional. really wasn't expecting to be emotional. It was a really powerful, overwhelming feeling. But going through the process also made me realise that there's things I'd like to be better at, or things that are maybe holding me back that I hadn't even realised. And so all of a sudden I had a very real goal to get out of this, where I didn't have that coming into it. So all of a sudden it was like, well, if I'm going to do this process, let's get something out of it.